Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have the happy ending that I had hoped for with these guys. And then we've got our button quail that has started to sit. She's sitting on about 17 eggs. And this white female has been sharing the incubation duties with her. And they've both been incubating at the same time or taking turns. So we've got some dual mother roles. So not sure how that's gonna impact or play a role if any of these eggs hatch out. They've been sitting for a few days at least. I went on a quick little trip where we got more birds and came back and she was already sitting. So it's been a few days since she sat. That cute little mama. So many eggs, she can't even cover them all. But somehow she keeps them all warm. Usually, when the females sit on their own eggs, and they've got quite a few like that, usually it takes an extra 1 to 3 days for those eggs to hatch, just because they all aren't being incubated consistently. But they usually have a pretty good hatch out, so pretty cool. She just saw that I had my egg food, so she's getting all the eggshells, getting her calcium in. She's a female, got a male and a female, a third female, and I believe that one's a male. See how he's holding the food for the other quail? That is a male trait. He holds it, makes a little noise, waits for the females to come, and they pick it out of his mouth. There you go. Just like that. Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have the happy ending that I had hoped for with these guys. While we were out of town, their chicks hatched, and they hatched before I thought they would. And I had not separated the male and the other adult female, and they unfortunately killed all the babies. I had 5 chicks hatch, all 5 died, and it was because I was out of town. I wasn't expecting the eggs to hatch as soon as they did. I thought they were gonna hatch here in about another 2 days. So I miscalculated when they started sitting on them. They still are sitting on eggs now. I did pull the male and the other female out in hopes that maybe we've got some straggler eggs that'll hatch these next few days. So we'll see. We'll let them sit for another several days in hopes that maybe something else will hatch out and they'll be able to raise them. But unfortunately, not good news there. That is the one tricky thing with button quail. They can be aggressive, especially males, towards other chicks that are not their own. So it is wise, and this is what I've always done in the past. I've pulled out all of the other adult button quail if they're housed together, so that just that female can raise those babies. And then that way that gives those chicks the best chance of survival. Also secluding them into just, a small space where the chicks can't get out or the chicks can't get themselves into trouble. That'll also help ensure the survival of your chicks. They're so tiny, they can get into every teeny tiny crevice or crack and get stuck or lost, and they can't make it back to mom. They get chilled, they die. So it is really important to keep that as safe and secure as you can. These babies would do great in this little square patio down here, as there's no cracks or things that they can get out of or get stuck into. Unfortunately, we just had the male and the other adult female in there, and they killed the babies before the person that was taking care of my birds could get to them. So That's my fault. I should have done it before, but wasn't expecting the chicks to hatch before I got home. So big bummer. Not super excited about that. So just I guess a learning tip for everyone to take away. And I know we want birds to be nice and to be loving and kind and have happy endings, but unfortunately, especially with our quail, that is the life. I think in the wild, there's not a whole lot known on the wild behaviors of our Chinese painted quail. But typically, most other quails, the females lay the eggs, they incubate the eggs, they hatch the chicks, and they solely raise those chicks without much participation from the males. Many times the males, they will kill the chicks so that the females will go into breeding condition again and they can breed them. So kind of the darker side of nature and wildlife, but you know, that is the circle of life, and so we'll take that as a learning moment and hopefully do better. I am still hopeful that maybe some of these eggs will still hatch. They're still sitting on about 10 eggs. I mean, they had a ton that they were sitting on. So I do hope that we'll be able to get some eggs to hatch out, but not 100% sure if that's going to happen or not. So we'll keep you posted. Well, unfortunately, no more of the eggs hatched. She has been sitting on them faithfully for the last 3 days, but nothing has hatched. There she goes, getting back on them. So I think we're gonna pull the eggs, let them try again. Bummer. Sometimes it never goes your way. Gotta keep trying with birds.